There can be no middle way in dealing with transgenderism. It is all or nothing. If transgenderism is true, if men really can become women, then it's true for everybody of all ages. If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot, then it's false for everybody too. And if it's false, then we should not indulge it. If it is false, then for the good of society, and especially for the good of the poor people who have fallen prey to this confusion, transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely. The whole preposterous ideology.
What's up, guys? Vince Dao here. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are new. So last week we made a video addressing Michael Knowles' comments about eradicating transgenderism, but I figured it needed a follow-up video considering his speech at CPAC, as you just saw, made some big waves and almost drew a few libel lawsuits after outlets like the Daily Beast claimed that Michael called for the genocide of trans people, which they had to retract because that's blatantly untrue. But this is still the line that many leftists are running with. Oh, he wants to kill off trans people, which is an ironic self-projection, by the way, considering these are the same people who say they want to eliminate whiteness. So in their eyes, again, according to them, if saying that you want to eliminate transgenderism equates the genocide of transgender people, then does wanting to eliminate whiteness mean you want to... Hey, your thoughts, not mine. Don't call me an alt-right conspiracy theorist. Those are your words and your principles. But anyways, let's be clear about what we are saying and what Michael Knowles is saying, because I don't know what the left is saying, but Michael is not calling for the eradication of people who claim to be transgender. Michael Knowles is a Christian, and as a Christian, Michael wants to help people. What he is saying is that the condition these people are living with is not normal, and he wants to eliminate that in the same way he would want to eliminate something like cancer or schizophrenia or whatever. Not by eliminating the people who suffer from it, that's insane, but rather by treating it, first of all, and second of all, not allowing society to recognize it as a thing that ought to be celebrated. In the same sense that you wouldn't tell a schizophrenic that their make-believe friend is there to make them feel better, Michael is arguing that society shouldn't tell a confused man that he is really a woman and his name is really Tanisha. And on a political level, in the same way you wouldn't tell a schizophrenic that their make-believe friend can apply for a driver's license or is a valid member of the carpool lane, you wouldn't tell a transgender that they can legally change their sex and use the opposite bathroom and be treated by society as the opposite sex simply because they feel like it. It's really not that complicated, and it's really not that insane of a take. If most right-wingers believe that it's a mental illness to some degree, and the medical consensus before 2 seconds ago agreed, why would you not want to treat and strive to eradicate a mental illness instead of allowing society to validate it? I don't think that's crazy, but if you think what we are saying does sound crazy, consider what I said last week about what the alternative is. Again, if you think we're crazy, well, this is what society tells trans people to do instead of listening to us. Here's the alternative. You know, we always talk about banning transitioning for kids, which I absolutely agree with, of course. But does the practice of chemical castration and body mutilation suddenly become okay when a person turns 18? Does the practice of, excuse the language, okay, cover your ears, women and children. But does the practice of cutting off a man's penis and testicles and opening up an artificial wound using the skin of those body parts sound like correct medical practice? I'm gonna spare you the rest of those details, but you really want to go back and forth, Google how some of these surgeries are done, read the process, and come back and tell me what you think of them. And you say we're the crazy ones from discouraging people from doing that. We are the crazy ones for thinking that permanent body mutilation is medical malpractice. We are insane for wanting to help these people instead of taking advantage of them and leaving them with permanent body damage while these doctors run off with a bunch of money. Well, I guess that's to be expected in a backwards world, right? The normal are called insane and the insane are called normal. But let it be said and let it be made clear. We actually do care for and we love these people. Michael would agree as a Christian. Oh, but you say, how could you love them if you don't accept their identity? Well, this boils down to the true meaning of love. The modern world promotes a very superficial form of love where they equate love with tolerance. Oh, if you love someone, then you should just tolerate everything that they do. But this is a very incorrect and dangerous idea of love. The truth is that if you truly love something, you ought to hate that which seeks to destroy it. For instance, if a family member were an alcoholic, would the loving act be to simply tolerate their alcoholism, or would the truly loving act be to intervene and try to get them help, even if that conversation is uncomfortable and maybe hurts their feelings in the moment? Is it a loving act to let your child get into harm's way, or is it the loving act to pull them out even if they get a little bit mad at you? Even consider this among your friends. I mean, sure, maybe the people who you hang out with here and there, maybe your drinking buddies or whatever, yeah, a lot of people will just shallowly tolerate the bad things that they do. But the thing is, that's your drinking buddy and that is superficial love. If you thought your close friend were in high error, you would tell them. You would try to stop them because you actually care for that person if they were your best friend. And that's the difference between our idea of love as Christians, conservatives, etc., and the modern world's idea of love. We love people enough to be able to tell them that they need to stop. The world doesn't love them enough to not want to hurt their feelings. So, in conclusion, I affirm, not only is Michael Knowles correct, but what he is saying is not coming from a place of hate, much less genocide, but rather from a place of love and authentic love. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below, and that'll do it here for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are new. Consider becoming a member for exclusive perks. And until next time, Alpha moves only. God bless and peace.